Hey guys, Brian Delivered You the Goods here. I just thought I'd return to you for this next movie review tonight, and I hope you will enjoy this movie review tonight for The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. This 2 hour and 14-minute movie that I got to watch for myself, see what I was going to think of this film overall. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this 2024 animated film, which is a 2 hour and 14-minute film, and let you know my thoughts on the War of the Rohirrim. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, with this film, it's basically presenting characters from 200 years before Frodo and the Ring come into play for the Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, it's part of the Lord of the Rings series, but it's the beforehand. And it's kind of in the time frame of where the Rings of Power come into play, too. But overall, it's basically talking about Rohan and Hera and Helm Hammerhead, I think is the guy's name. Brian Cox voices him. So basically, the voiceovers in this were pretty solid. I mean, it's a good film. It is a good film. It's something I'd be coming back to a few times. It's not something I'm gonna really remember, but it's something I would say is a good effort into this film. I mean, budget wise, it didn't do very well in the box office, and it was one of those films that was like mediocre to good. So, if I'm gonna be honest, the whole storyline is where this guy Wolf comes in, and he basically is trying to rule Rohan and trying to declare himself as king and have Hera be his bride to be. So basically, it doesn't work out, and then war comes upon them after his father, Furka or Freka, gets killed by Helm Hammerhand, and then that's where Wolf gets pissed off and just tries to attack Hammerhead. Brian Cox's character, the father and the king of Rohan, at the current time. That was before Theoden. But overall, the movie's premise was pretty interesting, and overall, the storyline was definitely interesting of a watch. I mean, there were some characters that were a little forgettable, but not many characters that were too forgettable. I mean, I did like some of the brothers of Hera, and they were really cool characters. But unfortunately, they didn't last very long. But they were pretty badass characters for the most part. But overall, I think The War of the Rohirrim is a strong film in its own way. It's got a few hit or miss moments with some of the execution of certain sequences in the film, like certain scenes. Like, you can definitely come back to this movie and appreciate it for what it is. It's not going to be one of the best rated films, but it's a B rated film, basically, that you could definitely check out for yourself to see what you think of it. So, if I were to give Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim a score for this animated 2024 film, I'm giving it a good 8 out of 10. It's a good film. I definitely recommend it to anyone that hasn't seen this new animated Lord of the Rings film. It's a strong film in its own way, but I do have a few critiques with how some of the story played out and how some of the script and sequences in the film executed overall, but not a terrible film. It's something I could come back to and revisit a few times. So, yeah, pretty much 8 out of 10 for Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. I hope you enjoyed this movie review tonight. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to those Marathon Studio album reviews yet. They are happening. It's just I've had to delay it a little bit longer because of the fact that my AC's out and I'm having to deal with some getting an AC company out here and trying to get that all sorted out. So there's been a lot outside of YouTube going on and in my personal life, and I've been stressing out about financial issues too. So you know how it is. Times are tough nowadays. But other than that, from what I watched with this film, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. For Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, at least I bought this on DVD, and I did enjoy this film. I mean, some of the animated scenes, there were some cringy moments where I wasn't sure if I was feeling for it, but the movie did progress and get better as close to the ending came to be. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this movie review tonight, and thank you guys for watching.